Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Around the Town with Chuck. My name is Chuck Guglielmo, and we're recording today's show on Thursday, May 21st, and we are here at the New Leaf Event Center doing the recording. And you are watching us on our new platform, YouTube, City of Conneaut Public Access, and so we welcome all of you who are watching. My guest today is a 2025 Conneaut High School graduate. Almost exactly a year ago today, she received her diploma. Ella Boroski. Ella, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
So Ella, let's do some catching up. Now our main segment's gonna be talking with Ella about her study that she did in Europe in Ireland for about 9 weeks, I believe it was. So we're gonna get into all of that. We're also gonna play some Would You Rather.
Okay.
But let's start, Ella, let's go back to high school now. You were very, very active when it came to extracurricular activities. Now, tell me when I'm wrong. Soccer, softball, wrestling, even spent some time cheerleading. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, take me from there. You've been in so much.
I also did flag football my senior year. And then for extra stuff, I was in youth leadership with Ashtabula County. I was in youth philanthropy, and I was in a National Honor Society.
That is right. So all those stuff. So not only were you doing sports stuff, but you kept up with your your academics, and you did extremely well there.
Yes.
And you now are attending
Mercyhurst University.
Mercyhurst. That's where Rylan Davis went.
Yep.
And he's doing very well, by the way.
Yes, he is doing very well.
Yes. So of all those extracurricular activities, Ella, let's start with soccer. Mm-hmm. Did you do that in middle school, or do we not have a program there?
There was a program. I just didn't do it. That was around the time that I was still very invested in softball as my only sport. So I did travel ball during my middle school career. Mm-hmm. So soccer, I just didn't have time for it, honestly. And it was just not like a big thing for me at that moment. I played when I was younger, but then I took a break, focused on softball, and then I joined again my freshman year of high school.
Now, when you did soccer, and your coach was who?
Becky Thomas.
Becky Thomas, okay. And how would you say you guys did as a team when you played?
Oh, I think we did pretty well for us. I know we had a lot of issues with, team and stuff, but when we were able to focus and actually play together, we played very well, I think.
Were there a lot of numbers out, or could you guys have used more members participating?
We had a decent amount of numbers. I think what really hurt us sometimes was skill factor. A lot of people that join are they've never played before, which is fine because we can always teach them how to play, but for the most part, we were fine. I know, the boys' soccer team struggled more than we did, but for the most part, we were okay.
Is that a hard sport to learn? If somebody just wants to say an 8th grader right now coming into the high school decides he wants to play soccer, he or she, would that be very hard for them, or would they be able to pick up on it rather easily?
I think it depends on if they ever played any sports before. Honestly, as long as they have some athleticism, they can really go far in a sport. I think, I know for me, like I said, I took a break off of soccer for a while. But then, as long as you put in the hard work and the effort, you really can improve and you can do well in soccer, for sure. Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, you wrestled.
Yes.
Girls wrestling, which is a relatively new sport
yes.
in Conneaut, but it's also a growing sport.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the fastest growing sport right now.
I know Olivia Chase had a very good year.
She did, yes.
And you were very good at wrestling. What did you like about that sport?
I think I liked how active it made me. It's definitely when people say that it's a new so tough on you, mentally and physically, but it got me in really great shape. I think if I would have done it my freshman year, it definitely would have helped me with my other sports, the conditioning aspect and all that. I think it just made me very healthy, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That makes very much sense. So wrestling, which is in the winter, kind of got you in shape and ready to roll for softball.
Oh, absolutely, in the spring. Yes, definitely.
How beneficial would you say that was for you?
Very. Definitely very. It definitely helps you build your stamina. I know, I was center field for softball, so that definitely helped, like the short sprints and stuff like that we do in wrestling that prepares you for softball. And it also helps, like, because like the mat room gets so hot when you're wrestling, it helps you for like when summertime comes around and you play softball or stuff like that, because it's like you're used to having to breathe in like the humidity and all that hot air, so it definitely conditions you and builds your stamina for sure.
For the reasons you're citing, do you think that is one of the reasons that girls wrestling is rising in numbers and doing well? Not only here in Conneaut, but other schools are now having it as well.
I think it's also the thing where girls can now compete and they can show that it's just not a boys' sport anymore. I think that's another big thing too. And I think like it definitely builds very good connections with your other teammates and even other girls that you meet on several teams. I think it's just like a mix of things. Definitely helps you with other sports, but for the most part, I think it is just like a deeper one where you want to prove that wrestling's not just a boys' sport, that girls can do it and they can do very well in it.
Now, what Bob and I noticed this year when we did a couple of the wrestling matches, there was a girl on the boys' wrestling team. Now, why would that have been if there's a girls' wrestling team?
It could also be like what she prefers. Like if she was wrestling with boys early on and she like grew up wrestling with them, she might be more versed to wrestle with guys compared to girls.
I see. Okay,
So-
that would be her choice, or would the coaches have a say in that?
It can be her choice or it can be the coach's choice, honestly. It just depends. Like, I know Molly wrestled with the boys a lot, so it also builds into, like, their skill level. So if she's been wrestling for so long and you bring her onto a girls' team where a lot of girls haven't wrestled before, it could also come into, like, an injury thing, too. She might accidentally hurt someone because she's used to wrestling people that are bigger than her and, like, naturally stronger, if that makes sense. So just like skill-wise can also come into it too.
All these extracurriculars that Ella did and kept up with everything for her entire high school career. Let's go to cheerleading now. You did not do that all 4 years, right?
No, I did it my sophomore year and my junior year, I think. Yeah.
How did you fit that in with your sports?
It was definitely tough. I did the basketball cheerleading when I started wrestling.
So you were winter cheer.
Yes.
You didn't do the football games.
I did football my sophomore year, and then I did the basketball cheer when I was wrestling my junior year. So that was definitely very hard fitting that in. It definitely comes into like time management, which is very hard skill to learn, especially when you throw on like all my academics on top of that. It's just a very balancing game. Like you really have to like balance it out, schedule, like say that this time I have to get like this done during this time, then I have practice, then I might have another practice I have to go to, and then after that you have to fit in like extra time just to do extra work or anything for school.
I see. Now there's fall cheer and there's winter cheer, is that correct? Now, can they do both if they wanted to?
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you know if any of our girls have done both?
I know Kylie Sherman has done both. Let's see. The thing that comes into it, a lot of girls that do basketball cheer like during the winter time do drill team during the fall. So I think Reese Tenney has done both.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember.
Well, you don't have to remember all the names, but they can do both.
Yes, they can do both.
And your advisor was who when you were cheering?
So I had Emily Dobrin when I was in football cheer, and then I had Carrie Hayes when I was in basketball.
Okay, so help me and my viewers figure this out. So a cheerleader advisor, do they come up with the cheers for you? Is that part of their job, or do they just watch how you're cheering?
So they watch how we're cheering for the most part. They like correct us if we do something wrong or anything like that. Majority of the cheers that we have at Conneaut are passed down through years, very long years. It's usually the captain's job to make new cheers or to make sideline cheers too, where we dance. But most of the time it is placed on the captains to do all that.
And how are captains selected?
Usually the coach has a say in it, and then majority of the time the girls do get to vote on the captain that they want. It's like an anonymous where you just write their name on it.
And does it have to be a senior?
No.
Oh, it does not?
No, it does not.
So that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's very good. Ella, softball?
Yes.
I'm going to guess here. That was your favorite and main sport.
Yes.
And you did that all 4 years.
Correct.
Because they didn't have that at the middle school, right?
No, they tried to make a team in middle school, but I think it was like the weather played too much into it, so we couldn't really get any games. And
I knew from your freshman year, Ella, that you were going to be a stud player in soccer, or in softball. And you definitely were. Is there softball, baseball in your family?
my grandma actually played softball when she was younger, so that was
Mom's side or dad's side?
my mom's side. So my mom's mom. She played softball when she was younger and stuff like that. So I think I could definitely got it from her. I think my dad played baseball, but I think that's it. My mom played basketball, so.
You were a great bunter. Probably one of the best bunters I've seen on that girls' softball team. You became a great hitter, not just bunter. I think you played infield. You've played outfield. Did you play any catching?
I did, like, my freshman and sophomore year.
I thought maybe you were also catching. And did you play for Lexi Zappatelli, now Lexi Adams, all 4 years, or did you have a coach before her?
When I joined, it was Keith Sherman was our coach, and then I think it was my sophomore year is when Lexi came on to coach. Mm-hmm. So I had her for 3 years, but even when Keith was coaching, she was one of the assistant coaches. So I was with her for 4 years.
What do you enjoy best about the sport?
I don't know, honestly. I think it is just like the friendships you make, and even though it's a team sport, it really comes down to you being like an independent player at the same time. Like, you have to do good for your team, so it really pushes you to strive to do your best, I would say. Mm-hmm. But the friendships I've made, I played travel softball my whole life, so like even those are memories that I'll never forget. So
speaking of memories, when it comes to softball, do you have one of those most memorable games that you can remember, or a personal experience of your own?
It might have been one of the games I played against Geneva. I think I hit like 2 or 3 triples off the pitcher that one game. So that was a good memory for me, because then it really showed how
home or away.
It was home. Mm-hmm. It was actually both away and home. Because when we played there, I think I hit 2 off of them, and then when I was home, I think it was either 2 or 3 that I hit off of them. So that's a good memory for me, because it really showed how my hitting has improved, because like you said, I bunted a lot. So then for me to be able to start hitting really good and help my team out was really helpful, especially when Ashlyn Sherman was on first. Because then if I hit a triple, she's going home and she's scoring every time I hit one of those. So that's very good. And I think it gets the energy up for the girls on the team, too, to get like more motivated and start cheering stronger for our team. Mm-hmm.
And you ran the bases well. Yes. You're not blessed with great speed, but you were a smart base runner.
That definitely came over time. I remember having to do some push-ups in travel ball when I would make mistakes on base running. So it definitely comes with some time, for sure.
I remember Lexi Zappatelli, now Adams, telling us in the preseason special that we always do. You were part of that one year, maybe more than 1 year. That bunting is so extremely important in that game. Tell me why.
Bunting is definitely very good for base running and moving the base runner. So if someone is on first and Coach Lex gives me the sign to bunt, she's also giving that base runner the sign to steal. So if I lay down that bunt, it's almost expected for that base runner to be on third, because they're going to try and get me out, and in turn, since she's already stealing, she already has that momentum to round the base and go to third, because they're not going to expect it. Mm-hmm. So it's a very strategic play to move the base runner, especially in a game where...
Get them in scoring position.
Yes, where it's very close, or maybe no one has scored yet, but it's a very tough team. A lot of times teams aren't expecting it. They do expect it, but they might not have the best defense for that. So then it's like, well, if I'm safe, then there's 2 base runners. So then when it comes up to the next batter, Coach Lex will give me the sign to steal, and then I'll be on second. So we have a girl on third and second. So whoever's up has the pressure to bring us in.
Now, here's a question I'd like to know, because you mentioned signs. and baseball and softball has a ton of signs. Was there ever a time in the years that you played at the plate when you're looking at your coach for a sign, she's given you one and you're drawing a blanket? What does this sign mean? Has that ever happened?
Yes. That's when you definitely call time and you go talk to her. Especially if you see it and you don't understand. A lot of times you might accidentally miss it on purpose. But that's when you always just back up, you call time, and you go talk to her. Because if you miss that and she's telling someone else to do something and you made the mistake, you could cause your runner to be out. And you don't want to do that. So never hurts to ask if you missed it.
Let's go on now to Youth Philanthropy, a great organization in Conneaut, a charitable organization. And you spent 2 years on that or 1 year?
2 years.
2 years. So only juniors and seniors can be on that, right?
Correct.
And what was your biggest thrill or moment during your time on Youth Philanthropy?
I think it's honestly giving back to the community. I think it's really it really grows you as a person when you see, you meet small businesses all around town, Ashtabula County, and you grow more of a sense of connection to your community, and it grows you as a person, because then you realize, hey, it's not hard to give up, 30 minutes of my time to help someone else. Or, even if it's 5 minutes, it definitely grows you as a person and makes you realize that, there are people in the community who do need help, and it's not a problem. It doesn't mean that much. But as long as you can give some of your time and help, why not, honestly?
How do you get on Youth Philanthropy? Is that something that you're selected or you volunteered? You have to have credentials to be there.
You have to fill out paperwork to apply for it. And then we, as a committee, normally it's Mrs. Chase will go through the applications. And there is kind of a criteria, you can't have, any bad recommendations, because you have to give 2 of those. You have to be a good student, all that kind of stuff.
And again, that's just juniors and seniors.
Yes.
National Honor Society, probably the most prestigious thing that you can be on during your school time. Alla was on that. Now, what was that like for you to be honored, to be on that National Honor Society? The word's right in there, honor.
Oh, it feels amazing, honestly, because it's you try not to be kind of cocky of all your achievements or something, but it does mean a lot when you are considered to be that, not that high up, but to be that student who does focus on her grades, and she does try her best while doing sports. I think that was the biggest thing for me, was that I was able to do both my athletics, but then also achieve my academics at the same time.
Is that also just juniors and seniors?
Yes.
And does National Honor Society and Youth Philanthropy is there a joining force there?
Yes, one of our biggest things where we joined forces was for Stuff the Bus that we do at Ashtabula.
Which has been successful.
Definitely been very successful, for sure.
I think we beat Geneva 1 year in that.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I think it was either my junior or my senior year that we beat them, which felt good, for sure.
So they can come hand in hand.
I think it also works good because a lot of people who are in National Honor Society do sign up to be in Youth Philanthropy too. So they kind of go hand in hand sometimes, for sure.
So with all these activities, and I'm sure there's more that I can't even remember about, so how did you maintain your academics being involved in, because I'm sure every day of the week you either had practices, you had games.
Yeah, it's a lot of communication with your coaches, for sure. Definitely, because you have to be if you have a meeting you have to go to, you can't really miss that because it's important that you're there.
Did you ever have conflicting activity?
Not with my sports, but definitely with my academics and my athletics.
And how did you make a decision as to what was going to be? Or did you have to go to your leaders for that?
I definitely had to go to my leaders and work it out. I know there was one instance where a National Honor Society, we went to Washington, D.C. for the weekend. I had to miss practice for softball during that, but at the same time, Coach Lex was very understanding, and she understood.
I would think so, yeah.
She was very understanding. She understood that, we were going somewhere. That was an amazing experience to go to Washington, D.C., especially since my grade, we never got to go because of COVID.
Yes. So, and knowing you, if there was a way you could do both.
I would have done both,
Yes.
honestly. So
If you could have got on a plane when you were done in Washington, D.C., and they said, we got softball practice, you would have been the first one on the plane.
absolutely,
'Cause
definitely.
I know you. Non-school activities as well. You worked at Biscotti's now,
Yes.
along with your mom, Jen. And how
Yep.
long have you been working there?
I'm going on 6 years. Almost 6 years I've been working there
Weren't
now.
you there as a freshman?
I was there in 8th grade.
Eighth grade?
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Great restaurant.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I have to
Great
work.
ownership.
Yep, I have to work there tonight actually. So,
Really?
Yep.
We missed you on Mother's Day. We were there, and that's when I talked with your mom, and she was saying that you had just got back, I think.
Yeah, I just
Either
got back
that day
that
or the day
night.
before. Or that
It
night.
was that night. I think
Yeah.
I landed at 7:30. So there was no way I was getting back in time to work, but
What is it about Biscotti's that would you say that you like the best there?
the family that I've
is a
made there.
family.
Because, like, for me, I know, like, my mom worked there, so I grew up at the restaurant almost. So anytime, like, my dad would come pick her up for a shift at the end of the night, like, I would be there with my dad. So, you know, I grew a connection with, like, all the kitchen guys, very young, and even Lori. So, like, it's definitely very family for me. So,
And you were doing that while you were playing your sports activities.
yes.
Did you mainly work there on weekends, or did you do the weeknights as well?
I did some weeknights too. It was majority of it was the weekends when I had time. So, you know, usually that would be after I had a game or something like that. And then, like, during the week, I know there was, like, especially during the winter time, I would be there after practice.
It's a
So,
fast environment there.
Yes.
You're hopping.
Yes, definitely.
And everyone that I see there is hopping. And that's why I think it is a very successful place.
Oh, yes, definitely. We strive. Lori definitely instills on us to strive to be our best and make sure that the environment for our customers is the best that we can give. So,
Now, you have a brother in high school, or going into high school.
yes, he's going to be a freshman now.
He's going to be a freshman. Now, is he into sports?
Yes, it's funny because
What's his first name?
Ivan.
Ivan.
It's funny because I do so many sports, and then Ivan does all the sports that I don't do for the most part.
Oh, really?
So he, yeah, so he'll be going into band, and then he'll be going into cross country, and then in the wintertime he does swimming, and in the summer he does track.
Okay, band, did you say?
Yes.
And what does he do in the band?
He does the drums.
The drums. Okay, that'll be something to look forward to. You
Yeah.
said swimming
Yep,
and track.
yes. So
And
all
you never had interest in those sports. I don't know how you could have interest, but
I did track my 8th grade.
oh, you did.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was definitely a new experience. It was definitely fun though. I can definitely see why Ivan loves it, but I think I definitely love my sports that I do more. So.
Now, how excited and or nervous I would get him going into the high school? Does he ever ask you what it was like for you?
No, I honestly think Ivan will be fine. He has a bunch of friends, really close friends that he has going into high school, and I think it really is going to help him knowing that he's going to be in sports and he's with the band.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my friends were in the band and they had a great connection with each other, so I'm not worried about him at all, really. So.
Ella had a 9-week study in Europe, in Ireland, and tell us how that opportunity came your way.
So Mercyhurst is very study abroad orientated. There's loads of study abroad options that they give. I think my freshman year there was almost 10 that they offer. Ireland has always been a very bucket list kind of for me. I have Irish ancestry, so you know, why not go to Ireland and see where my
Sure.
ancestors lived?
Sure.
So when it came to it and that there was a 2-month option to go to Ireland, I was like, why not, honestly? Like, I was fortunate enough to be able to afford it, so I was like, why not go? It's definitely an experience, and I'm so glad I went.
Absolutely. What did Mom and Dad think when you approached it to them?
I was actually very surprised. They, like, gave me no fight or anything about it. They were like, yeah, let's go ahead, go do it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, wow, because my mom was very anxious about traveling, and I was really surprised that she was about to let me go out of the country for 2 months. So,
Have you ever, before you went to Ireland, were you ever thinking that, now I'm going to go, but I also might be homesick? Have you ever been away from home for any extended time?
not as long as I was going into this. It was nice because, like, at Mercyhurst, I'm only 40 minutes away from home, so I could come home anytime. Like, I know I worked a lot of weekends and stuff like that, so I was nervous going into it. And I did experience homesickness, but not as much as I thought, if I'm going to be honest.
Do you come home much?
Yeah, I came home a lot of weekends to work at Piscotty's.
But not during the week?
No. The only time it was my last in the spring semester, I ended up coming home a couple Tuesdays to work for my mom because she had tax season going on. But other than that, it was majority just the weekends.
And your studies are?
Criminal justice. So.
Yes, she did. Your mom did tell me that. And why that field?
I think I've always just had a very an interest in it. I know, like, my mom really likes crime documentaries and stuff like that, so I grew up kind of watching those with her. And it just, like, called to me. I feel like it was very, like, interesting to me. One of my worries was I was going to be bored with anything, like my degree that I picked, but I feel like with this, I could never get bored, honestly. There's always crime happening. So.
What grade level would you say you were in when that came to your mind? This is what I think I want to do.
Pretty early on, I feel like.
Like middle school?
Honestly, yeah. I feel like I really have never had, from that time I can remember, where I wanted to do anything differently, to be honest.
Okay, so there were no plan Bs. It was going to be...
It was going to be criminal justice. That's what I was looking at.
Because so many people go and then they change their majors and
yes.
And things. So you stuck with that.
Yes.
Any teachers from Conneaut High School that helped you or you were able to give you advice on that field?
Not really. Mrs. Burnett, she teaches psychology.
That is my niece.
And sociology class. So that was very interesting to me. I always thought about tying psychology into it. I heard it's a really hard major, though. But when we took those classes, it made me very interested in how, like, the criminal, they think and stuff like that, so.
So when you started packing your bag, what were the 9 weeks you were gone, by the way?
So I left March 8th, and I came back May 10th.
Okay. So when you were packing your bags, what was going through your mind? This is really happening? Is that what was going through your mind?
Yes, because I signed up for Ireland in the fall, my freshman year. So I was like, I have a couple of months. It's going to go by so slow. And then it was like that week that we left, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm actually, like, about to leave the country. It was like, this is kind of scary now. Definitely I was like, I don't know what to bring. Ireland has very cold weather. From what we heard, it's very rainy. But at the same time, I was like, you never know how cold it can be there. So I was definitely going over what to pack. And I definitely think I packed too light, honestly. So
light?
Too light, for sure.
Now, I asked you what your mother and father thought, but what was your brother's thoughts about you going over?
He was excited. He thought it was really cool that... And I think he was going to be happy because he was going to be the only child again. So he was
and can get spoiled.
He can get spoiled now, so...
Your first week in Ireland, what was that like for you?
It was like crazy from the start. So we took a red-eye flight. So we got in Dublin.
We is the other people you went with.
So
y'all went as a group.
There was a big group.
That helped.
There was 25 students that went, and then we had 3 teachers that traveled with us. So they taught us classes there. So we never actually physically went to a college there in Ireland. We were just, like, propped up in this one building, so.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you went to Mercyhurst, any other Conneaut kids that you knew?
No, Ryland Davison was the only one that I knew of. From the sounds of it, there are a couple that are coming up to Mercyhurst. I know, like, Sam Fees is applying, so.
And they are called the Lakers, right?
Yes.
Best culture shock when you arrived in Ireland?
The drinking. Definitely the drinking.
Is the beer green?
No, the beer is not green. Their most popular is the Guinness.
Which is, what is that?
It's a beer,
oh, okay.
It's very bitter. And I think that was the most shocking thing, because, like, I know, like, Ireland gets a bad rep about the drinking, but, like, they do drink a lot, but it's almost casually. Like, for them, they don't have restaurants where they can go and, like, meet up with people because they're so small. So a lot of times they just go to, like, the pub and they grab a pint or something like that, and they just catch up that way.
Mm-hmm. Now, when my son spent his junior year in high school in Italy as an exchange student. The school hours and everything were like different than in here.
Yes.
Matter of fact, where he was in Italy, they had Saturday school. What did you notice school-wise in Ireland?
So we only had classes from Monday to Thursday, and that was it. So we had Friday and the weekend to do anything we wanted, really. I think it's different for us because, like I said, we weren't actually with a college there because we were technically, we stayed in Dungarvan, and Dungarvan is technically a sister school to Mercyhurst because we've had a connection there for almost 30 years now, where students have come abroad. So I think it was definitely different for me because I only had one class a day, and it was only Monday through Thursday. So it's definitely very different.
And what was the class?
So I took a restorative justice class, and I took a professional networking. And then I also had 2 online classes that I did at Mercyhurst at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Did you learn any Irish?
Not really. Bangers and mash is one of, not technically, a Gaelic is what their language is, really. But it's kind of one of their sayings. They don't pronounce the TH sound, so, when you say 3, it's tree and stuff like that. But I learned sláinte, which is cheers. That was probably the biggest one. A lot of people in the town that we stayed in did not speak, Gaelic or anything like that.
What did you notice over there in your 9 weeks that was trending over there that perhaps isn't trending over here? Or vice versa?
There's a big, around St. Patrick's Day, there's a very big thing where it's called splitting the G. So when you're drinking a Guinness, it has, a Guinness logo on the cup, and, it was very Americanized around, like I said, around St. Patrick's Day, where the goal is to drink the Guinness until you can split the G. And then, it was basically kind of just a game that Americans made up. A lot of people in Ireland don't do it. Mm-hmm. Another big thing is the leprechaun. A lot of people believe it's very racist when Americans say that. And, another thing about, the gingers, I only met, I think it was, I could probably count on my hand how many people I met that was actually ginger. So, definitely...
Go ahead.
It definitely very stereotypes kind of that we have given off to them.
So leaving there going there March 8th, you were obviously there for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
You know how we have our parties and stuff here. What were the parties like there?
Whew, so we were fortunate enough. We were actually in Dublin, which is their capital for St. Patrick's Day, and it was packed. You honestly could not move down any of the streets. All the pubs down there were packed full. It was kind of like a mad fest. It was insane how busy it was. A lot of tourists too. So it was kind of a shock, honestly. You're whoa. So
if they told you could go back in a couple months for another 9 weeks, would you be on that first plane?
Yeah, honestly. Well,
I think so.
I definitely want to go back, but I think I definitely want to do another study abroad before I would go back to Ireland. So.
Favorite food you found over there?
Ireland had, at least where the area we stayed, has a lot of Indian food. So
really?
Yeah, there was I think in Dungarvan alone, which was a small seaside town, I think there was 4 Indian places. I really liked their chicken tikka masala that they had. That was probably my favorite. But for me, I'm a potato lover, so anything that I had that had potatoes in it, I was happy. So.
Mm-hmm. When you stepped off the plane, what was your first impression of the country?
At first it was definitely very city, kind of, because Dublin is their capital and stuff like that. But when we left and we started driving on the roads and we saw the countryside, I was this is beautiful. I think a lot of times when we're driving on the highway, all we see is trees. But for Ireland, when you're driving somewhere, you see fields, you see cows, you see anything you would imagine, sheep and stuff like that. It's very countryside, and it's very really cool to see.
Do you remember the weather day when you landed?
Yes, it was really foggy because we got there in the morning, but by the time we got to Dungarvan, it was sunny. And everyone that we met there said that they went through, I think it was like a month of rain every single day, and as soon as we arrived, it was sunshine. So
That's what we hear, that there's a lot of rain there in the 9 weeks. Did you find it that way, or is it like, because we've had a lot of rain here?
yes and no. Ireland, for their rain is a lot. It's almost like misty, if that makes sense. Like, it's raining, but it's not very like pouring.
You
or
don't
it's
have
not
the
very,
thunder or the lightning with it?
No, I don't think we experienced thunder once while we were there or anything like that. It's very misty. It's not very heavy. I think my whole time there, I think it only like actually like poured like 2 or 3 times.
And
so
temperature's pretty normal to here?
it's usually stays around 50s. We were lucky and we got a 70 day, but other than that, it's usually around 50 degrees.
Even in their summertime?
Yes.
So it's basically a little cooler than us.
Yeah, it's like definitely very cool. Like, it was kind of a shock getting back here, and it was so nice. Like, I was wearing shorts my whole time I'd been back for the most part.
So, what was your Irish experience? Would you say it was more as expected or completely different than expectations?
I think it was what I expected. Like, the Irish are very bold. They're not afraid to say something to you at all. It's what I was expecting, but not at the same time. I don't know how to really explain it.
Now, when you say bold, do you mean like, are they polite people?
Majority of them, yes. The Irish are very welcoming, which I was kind of surprised about because I feel like a lot of them get bad reps, like because they're like Irish and like I said, like they're bold. They're not afraid to tell you something or ask you something that might be like personal or anything. So they'll straight up ask you that. But majority of people that I met are very welcoming. They, for the most part, they love Americans. Like, they'll ask you anything. They think it's so interesting where we come from. But like I said, very bold. Like, I got asked a lot of things that I was not expecting to get asked. Mm-hmm. So
what was your flight route from where to where to where?
So we flew out of Cleveland airport and we landed in Dublin airport in Ireland.
Cleveland to Ireland.
So it was a direct flight.
7, 8, 9 hours?
It was 7 hours going there and then almost 8 hours coming back. So
the difference probably being
the wind.
The wind.
We were going with the wind on the way there, but on the way back we were against it the whole time.
First time in a plane?
No.
So you weren't nervous or anything
no,
like that?
I did get a little nervous coming back. There was really, really bad turbulence on the way back, and it was kind of scary because we were over the ocean. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, I remember that too when we were going.
And I was like white knuckled, and I was looking around, and everyone was fine. I was like, this is not fine though. Like, what are you guys? But other than that, like it was fine. I don't mind planes at all.
It's still the only way to travel.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Ugh.
We had to travel a lot by bus in Ireland, so it was definitely nice to be back in a car when my dad picked us up from the airport. So. And, like, just driving around myself.
Comparison-wise, what was over there in Ireland that is exactly like over here, would you say?
I think portion size of foods, for sure. That's a tough question. I don't know, really.
What about, like, going into the stores or
that
kind of stuff? Was that similar to here, or...?
Yeah, definitely very similar. They definitely have a lot of healthier options for food in Ireland, for sure. Like, I know, like, if you're trying to buy, like, say for Coca-Cola, for example, if you buy, like, a regular Coke compared to, like, Coke Zero or something like that, a Coke Zero is always cheaper than a regular Coke.
Or here it's the same.
Where, yes. Yeah. They're trying to, like, kind of, like... force you to buy like the healthier option. There's a lot of gluten-free food that they offer. Like, it's all very like healthy, I would say, for sure.
How would you compare their economy, their prices to over here?
I thought like it's definitely expensive to study abroad. I feel like the thing that gets you the most is the exchange rate. So for every €1 you spent in Ireland, US, it converts over to like 130, 140. So even though it doesn't seem like a lot, it definitely adds up pretty quick when you buy stuff.
Did you happen to see what the gas prices were there?
I was actually there when they were having the fuel protests in Ireland. So in Dublin on O'Connell Street, there was a protest, and we were in Dublin during that time, me and my friend were. And they had tractors, and they had tractors, they had semi-trucks, all that, blocking the roads because they were protesting about how expensive the fuel has gotten. a lot of it was the tax that they had on it. So they did not end up getting their ways, but it was very interesting to see how they were fighting for what they wanted, which is kind of a vast difference from here.
Teaching style. Any comparisons there or differences?
Not really. For my restorative justice class, I did like it. We went out a lot around our town. We actually got to go to the police station there, or they call the police in Ireland Garda. So that was very interesting for me personally to see the Garda station and how vastly different the police there are from police here. Like, for example, guns are illegal in Ireland.
Illegal,
yeah. And police officers don't carry them at all. The only protection that they have is a pepper spray, a baton, and then a knife-proof vest. And that's it. So that's very different from...
That's intriguing, yeah.
Yes, very different from what I think everyone's used to in the U.S. where, almost think about, like, the tactical gear and all that kind of stuff.
Because of that, do you think people feel safe still, or do they feel a little bit more unsafe?
Well, that was, like, for my restorative justice class, that was the thing about, like, how we can change, like, our ways about, like, for example, like, punishment and how, like, we should be looking away from harsher punishment and more about, like, rehabilitation and stuff like that. I think in Ireland, the community had a better relationship with their police officers and stuff like that than we do here. I think a lot of people are scared of the police and stuff like that. So, but compared to there, like, people just walk up to the Garda and they talk to them like it's nothing. So, and that's not as common here, so.
Now help me out here, Ella, with my geography. Ireland is below or above England?
It's below it.
Below England, okay.
Yes.
Student culture comparison. How would you describe that one? Students here, you can even, high school, it doesn't have to be college, but how would you, what did you see there?
One thing I saw was all the kids are let out for lunchtime. They're giving like a 2-hour time to like go around.
On their own?
On their own to go around town and like get food or
2
something.
2 hours?
Yep. They're allowed to go out around town and do all that. I talked mostly with college kids though. And college definitely varies a lot. Like, I know, like, we have a REACH program at Mercyhurst, which is kind of like your math, your English, and all that you have to do alongside your degree. In Ireland, they don't have that. You just focus mainly on what you're going towards in your degree, and that's it. So, majority of college is only 3 years for them.
Any locations, any local slang you've learned there?
Not really. I'm trying to think. Nothing that really comes to my mind. A lot of it is honestly kind of swear words. So.
Any funny miscommunications with the locals that you've experienced yourself?
No, but their accent is very, it's hard to understand sometimes when they talk, especially because they do have, like, slang and stuff like that. I did have to ask a lot of people to repeat themselves because I couldn't understand them, especially when you meet someone who's more towards, like, Belfast or, like, Northern Ireland for the most part, or if they're from the country, because their accent is very strong, and they talk so fast that you're like, what? So you do have to ask people to repeat. I don't think there was mainly, like, any miscommunication. I just had to, like, keep asking, or I would have to repeat stuff because they wouldn't understand what I was saying. So,
any Irish tradition that you embrace?
Maybe just going out to the pubs, honestly, and connecting with the community. I met a lot. I definitely can say that I came back with a lot of connections and a lot of friends. That some of which I think I will definitely keep for years to come.
I'm going to Ireland tomorrow. Must-see place for me.
Must-see place. Cliffs of Moher. Definitely the Cliffs of Moher.
That's in Dublin?
No, that is in... Let's see. It's on the west. I'm trying to remember exactly what town it was. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but the Cliffs of Moher is
Must-see place.
It's insane. Or if you really like castles too, like I kissed the Blarney Stone. Like I think that was really cool seeing the castles in general. So if you like the old royal kind of stuff, I would definitely do that.
If all the things you've learned there while you were in Ireland, what would you say was the number one thing that you picked up on or learned the most?
How to travel independently, like through their busing system, their train system, and like even just like flying independently. Like when I was in Ireland, I took 2 separate flights out of there, and I went to Spain and Scotland for a weekend. So it's definitely just like learning to be independent with yourself of traveling. Like, you don't have a car to travel everywhere where you want to, so you have to learn the busing schedule, you have to pay for it, you have to like figure out what bus stop to get off and all that kind of stuff.
So you got to see Spain and Scotland.
Yes.
Impressions of Spain.
And that it was
versus Ireland, let's say.
The people there are definitely
Meaner.
rude. They're very judgmental. So that was definitely
Really?
It was definitely they don't like tours as much as Ireland does. I went from a very like welcoming community where people would come up and talk to you and stuff like that, compared to Spain where you got like stairs just walking down like the road, and it was very culture shock for me. I was like,
that
what?
Is interesting.
Yeah.
Scotland,
if you ever watch Harry Potter, it definitely gives off the vibes of Harry Potter, very gothy and stuff like that. But the architecture is it's impressive. Like, it's so cool seeing like all the chimneys and all the details on like the roofs or like the spindles and all that.
Were the people mean there too?
No.
Scotland you would go to, Spain you don't care about.
Spain I would go. Spain I would go to again. It was very fun.
Interesting. I find that interesting.
I don't know if it was mainly because like I didn't speak as much Spanish. It was very like fun for me to try and remember how to speak Spanish, but majority of the people that we met were just like not as nice as I was used to.
Did you take Spanish at the high school?
Yeah, I took 3 years, but I didn't take it my senior year, and I haven't taken it in college. So it was kind of fun trying to remember all the Spanish words that I learned and stuff like that.
Did you have Eric?
Yes. Mr. Hodges.
Yeah, nice guy, huh? How will this experience that you had in Ireland shape your future career back here, do you think?
I think it definitely made me more confident. I feel like when I went to Ireland, I was still 18, so, I'm still very young, and, like, I know I might not come across it, but I am typically shy. Like, it's very hard for me to talk a lot of times, but I definitely feel like this experience has made me more confident and not as worried as judgment. Mm-hmm. So I think it's like easier for me to have a conversation with people now. Especially the Irish definitely help that, because like I said, they're so welcoming, and they'll come up to you and just talk to you like nothing, like they've known you for years almost. So
all right, ready to do some would you rathers?
Absolutely.
All right. Got to pick one, even if you don't like the 2 options. You have to pick one.
Oh, God. Okay.
Would you rather fly or breathe underwater?
Fly.
Someone read your mind or have access to your internet history?
Read my mind.
Would you rather be the oldest or the youngest child?
Definitely the oldest.
Would you rather spend a bunch of money on a wedding or on a honeymoon?
Honeymoon.
Would you want to go 1 year without dessert or eat a spoonful of your most hated food once every week?
Ooh. Maybe the spoonful of the stuff I hate.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's only a spoonful, maybe?
Yeah, and then I can just get a sweet treat after it, so it's fine.
In your next life, if you had a choice to come back as a dog or a cat?
I think dog.
Dog. Would you rather have a photographic memory or ability to read minds?
Photographic memory.
Breakfast for dinner or dinner for breakfast?
Breakfast for dinner.
Travel by train or by boat?
Train.
Would you rather watch a scary movie or a rom-com?
Ooh, I like both of those. Scary movie.
Sing well and dance poorly or sing poorly and dance well?
Sing poorly, dance well.
Take back anything you say or listen to everyone's conversation that's about you.
Listen to everyone's conversation about me.
I think I would too. Give up coffee or pizza for an entire year.
Coffee.
You're not a coffee drinker.
Oh, I am, but I think I like pizza more.
Okay. Sleep 15 hours a day or only 2 hours a night.
Based off of my sleep schedule in Ireland, 15 hours a day, please.
Would you rather be the smartest person or the funniest person in the room?
Smartest.
Scuba dive or fly a plane?
Fly a plane. Yeah.
Do you rather watch a sunset or a sunrise?
Sunset.
Lose for 1 year your sense of taste or your sense of touch.
Sense of taste.
You have to give up one of these. Cake, pie.
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 Mm-hmm.
Unable to remember names or unable to remember faces?
The names, because I forget people's names, so.
Would you rather be overdressed or underdressed going to whatever?
Overdressed.
And the last one on this is, would you always have plans or always want to be flexible?
Ooh. Maybe be flexible.
Ella, you have done so well on here, but I forgot to ask you something back on sports for a minute. Now,
Yeah.
you always wore number 55, is that correct?
Yes.
Any significance to that number?
No. When I played travel and stuff like that, I always wore number 9, but my freshman year, Sophia Householder was number 9.
The catcher.
Yes. So I think it really stemmed from, because in softball, my freshman year, we made new jerseys so we could pick whatever number we wanted. But for soccer, my freshman year, I didn't have a choice of what number I wanted, so I ended up getting number 55. So I just decided to stick with it through high school, honestly, and make my softball jersey the same number.
And you mentioned travel. That was with the Lake Erie Diamonds, is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
And did you play center field for them?
Yeah, I played a lot of outfield, center field, left field, right field. I also played first a lot. And then that's when I started to catch a little bit, too. It's very hard being a left-handed catcher, though.
Yeah, I got here center field. Maybe this was high school. Correct me if I'm right or wrong. Center field, first base, right field, and even pitcher?
Oh, yeah, for high school I did play pitcher, yeah.
All four of those?
Yes.
Okay.
I did pitch my freshman year, I think a little bit of my sophomore year, too.
Right field, center field. What was that like for you? Was it different for you? Was watching the ball come off the bat?
Yes and no. It definitely is very difficult when it's sunny out, though, and you get, like, a high pop fly. But I honestly grew to love it. You know, I stayed a lot at first base when I first started softball. So being in center field, I honestly did like it a lot more, I think.
One of your teammates that you played for, Maddie Drew, outstanding softball player.
Yeah, she is.
What did she hit, Bob, the other day? 2 home runs in a game? Three home
yeah.
runs in a game.
I was there for that game.
Oh, was you?
Yep.
Okay, so it was when you got back then.
Yes, that was the day after. So.
And these were actually home runs hit over the fence, right?
Yes, it was.
Wow, I didn't know she had that much power.
She definitely has improved, for sure.
Yes,
definitely.
I wonder, because she didn't play basketball this year. So I'm wondering, and she said she wanted to concentrate more on softball. I wonder if that made a difference for her.
Yeah, I think she got a new travel softball team, too, so that always helps. But I know she's been putting in the extra work a lot, so.
A couple other girls I want to ask you about that you played with. Lexi Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's at the Dairy Queen now. I think I saw her working
Yeah,
with
she works at the Dairy Queen, yeah.
And then Avery O'Brien.
Avery O'Brien, yeah.
Did you play with her?
Yes.
Yeah, a couple other, I wanted to mention those for you. Now, we've talked about Lexi Adams as your coach, but you also played other coaches on that team, Brianna Oatman, Joe Chadwick, Greg Brown, Tony Todaro. If you could say quick words about them and what you thought of them.
Coach Bree, I love Coach Bree. She's very helpful.
First base coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very helpful. Even when it doesn't come to softball, she gives great advice, and it was very helpful for teenage girls. So I definitely appreciate her for that. Joe, Joe was my soccer coach too, so I've grown really close with Joe over the years. He's very helpful, always willing to, if we're doing like an exercise, he's always willing to like switch it up or like, try and throw in a curveball, which is very helpful for any aspect of the game, because you never know what can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Brown, he used to be my coach when I was younger, so always have known him. He's very helpful. He definitely...
Is that Lexi's dad?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He helps us keep track of, game changer and all that, which is very, it's helpful for our stats.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tony Gennaro, he came on my last year. Very knowledgeable. He's always willing to help and be there. Definitely, a great supporter for our team, for sure.
What Lexi said about you, Ella, was that your 2 core values that you displayed when you played for the Conneaut Spartans was leadership and consistency.
Consistency. Ooh.
I think that's high praise.
Definitely,
and it
absolutely.
should be, because that's exactly what you did. You led, and you were very consistent in your game.
Yes.
I'm sure you've gone home and says, I had a great game today, and you probably went home and says, I did not do good today.
Oh yeah, all the time. You try not to beat yourself up about it, but at the end of the day, if you did make a bad mistake,
2025 YSN Softball All-Star.
Yes.
How was that experience for you?
Oh, it was
playing with all the other girls.
Oh, it was really wonderful getting to be nominated first and getting chosen to go play with that group of kids, group of girls, because everyone was so talented, and it was just it was really fun. It was just almost like a scrimmage, but it's like a fun scrimmage where you scrimmage against your own team. But it was wonderful being chosen to play. I definitely would do it again. I know Coach Lex came and watched me play. So.
Now, was this the YSN that selected you girls, or were they the sponsors of it?
They selected us.
They were, so it was their doing?
Yes.
Okay. A couple more notes on the wrestling now. You placed 4th in the pre-regionals at Austintown Fitch.
Yes.
And then you went on to the Mentor Regionals.
Yes.
That had to be great.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think it was definitely because it was a new sport for me, so I'm not as, I don't want to say as confident, but, I haven't had the years of experience that I did with the other ones, so definitely felt good, when I kept moving up and stuff like that.
Now, my final question for you, and I wanted to make sure this was going to be my final question for Ella Boroski. I've known Ella all 4 years that she's played Conneaut High School sports. Ella, I never knew this. Your nickname is Ebor?
Ebor, yes.
Tell me about, obviously, Ella Boroski, but
yes.
Do you remember who started that?
Yes.
Ebor. I've never heard that on the softball field.
I don't know if you know who the Shirelli family is.
Yes, I do.
So my family and their family has always been very, very close with them when we were growing up. So it actually started with my dad. My dad's name is Tony Boroski, so people started calling him T-Bor. So it very stuck. And then the Shirelli family just kept, my mom's J-Bor, I'm Ebor, and Ivan's Ibor. So, all our license plates are that. So I just, it kept going up because, when people saw my car, they just see Ebor on the back. So then it's just, my nickname now, so.
Why did I never heard anybody call you Ebor. Did they on the sports teams?
Oh, yeah. Definitely when I grew closer with the girls and stuff like that, they definitely started to call me Ebor and stuff like that.
Ebor.
Yeah.
So I think the next time I go into Biscotti's and I get Jen, I'm going to say, hi, J-Bor, how you doing?
Yeah, it's just funny, and I think it's very, it's good. I'm excited that, I already have, in the high school, people know me as Ebor, so I'm excited for Ivan because, he'll really be able to grow into, this nickname and stuff like that because people already call him Ibor and stuff like that. So I think it's really cool.
They're catchy, yeah.
Yeah, and
did any of your teachers call you Ebor?
No, I don't think my teachers knew as much about it. Maybe some of the sports ones,
but the coaches did?
No, not really.
Oh, they didn't either.
They mostly called me by my name. It was mostly my teammates who called me by Ebor and stuff like that. A lot of my friends do. So.
What about the people on your National Honor Society and Youth Philanthropy?
No, not really. I kept when we were in the professional setting, we mostly just stuck to our names. But if they knew me personally out of that, they would call me Ebor and stuff like that. So I don't know. I love it. I think it's great having nicknames,
Yeah,
especially.
it is.
I think it's fun, like for my family, especially, like because it's like all the same nickname technically, but like you just change the first
I
letter.
never knew that.
Yeah.
I know it now. So, Ybor,
Yes.
thank you very much for coming on today's show.
Absolutely.
And good luck in your future.
Thank you.
And we'll probably see you down this summer somewhere at the restaurant.
I'll be there.
Yep.
So
So enjoy your summer.
thank you.